Good day, gals and girls, and welcome again to another of our blog journal sessions. So officially this will be the Naval Aviator diary session 0174, and we got a lot of things to unpack with on what happened recently on my work. So I got a lot of a lot of stuff to explain. And honestly, I don't know where to begin with. But anyway, since I've got a lot of things here, it would be best that I started off right now. And by the way, this is your host, Operator 214 speaking. So yeah, and let's begin. So despite the scorching weather experience in traveling going to Yantai, China, it was a blessing that the temperature suddenly dropped to comfortable levels before the ship arrived in Yantai. During the transit, I'm not specific on what temperature or how hot it was during the Singapore transit, but I suspect it was I think somewhere around 37 or maybe even as worse as 43 degrees Celsius. And 2 days before our arrival, temperature suddenly dropped from let's just say 42 to now 16 degrees Celsius. So yeah, it was by the time we arrived in Yantai, China, the temperatures were very comfortable already. So that's a nice thing. So it would be easier for us, or easier for me to work on deck because of that. And I think it was a blessing. So what happened after we arrived in Yantai? Well, the ship was anchored in Yantai anchorage area for about a day, and then the ship commenced berthing operations in Yantai port facility and a few hours later. Now, mooring operations in Yantai, China was a bit problematic as the weather was suddenly shifted to be very foggy, and when already proceeding on mooring operations, unfortunately during mooring operations it rained, as in it rained really hard. Like yeah. It was quite a difficult mooring operations. I even have a video on that, so I'll probably have to publish that later on. And what can I say? Unfortunately for me, it turns out that I wasn't issued a raincoat for this kind of weather conditions, and when I checked on my working locker, I definitely don't have any functioning or any usable usable raincoat. So as a makeshift makeshift clothing for me to protect myself from the weather or from the rain, I kind of used up the winter coat that is left on my locker. It's let's just say it was sufficient enough to it was sufficient enough for me to protect myself from all the rain. So oh yeah, by the way, I would just like to add that if you don't have any raincoats on your ship, you can use the winter coat, or the coat that's used for winter, as a means of protecting yourself from getting wet. And believe it or not, it does work. But unfortunately, that's one thing. Although remember the equipment that I was wearing was a winter coat and was designed only for cold, not for wet environments. So for short, it still got wet, but I don't know. It didn't get wet. I'm sorry. It didn't get wet, but unfortunately, it was very uncomfortable to wear because this coat was designed for winter and not for the rain. So in other words, it kind of traps the body temperature. So the end result was that I was it wasn't comfortable because I feel very warm, or my body temperature increased because of it, instead of maintaining or cooling my body temperature. So anyway, that's less of my concern. As soon as the ship finished mooring operations, we immediately put on the usual procedures we do when the ship comes to berth, like put on the SOPET, the shipboard oil pollution emergency plan, firefighting equipment, etc. All those standard things. And this time during those mooring operations, we had to do some extra step because the ship was expecting a sort of vetting inspector and some internal company auditor So personally, honestly, if you ask me, I don't really care if that was the situation. And in fact, this is just a part of my job. I am not putting a lot of extra effort on it because, well, it's not really exactly paid. No, seriously, I mean, let's just say that I just had to keep in mind that no matter how much effort that I put on that, I'm not gonna get paid in any way. So I don't understand why some of my co-workers, in particular the shipboard officers here, had to work extra, or they had to push us extra because, well, let's face it, we're not exactly benefiting from it, to be honest, and we don't get anything in return for all that hard work that we're gonna do in preparation for the bedding inspection. So yeah. Okay, well, anyway, I'm not really, well, I just well, let's just say that I don't have to do my best to do the work on bedding inspectors, because like I said, don't see any point why I should work hard for it, because to be honest, even if the ship passes, I will not get rewarded. And simply the only thing that will benefit on all those hard work is the company, and not us workers. So anyway, in other news, I'm not gonna go elaborate further on that. In other words, in other news related to work, it seems that this ship will be indeed changing its type of cargo it will be carrying for the foreseeable future. And apparently, the news that we received will be, it turns out that this ship will be shifting its dirty carrying cargo all to a finished product type like diesel of some sort. And mostly likely cargo tank cleaning operations will commence after the discharge operations here in Yantai, China. So in advance, this ship will be expecting another 4 additional crew, well, just only temporary crew to help out the work. And based on the details that we received here, they will disembark when this ship reaches Singapore. So it's more like a short contract for the 4 additional crew members here, probably a week or 2 contract. And based on the memo that we just received here, the ship, the crew will be expecting, we got 4 additional crews, so this will be an additional pumpman, an additional 3rd officer, and 2 other OS, or ordinary seafarers. All of them will be, of course, based on here on the paper that we're looking at, it will be Chinese nationals, all 4 of them. So by the time the ship reaches Singapore, it was expected that several hundred workers will be boarding the deck area to do the demarking operational work, which basically means we will be expecting a few more additional crew members to remove that oil sludge that has accumulated at the bottom tanks, because tank cleaning operations for all tankers, well, you don't exactly or 100% entirely clean the cargo tank. So in other words, you'll be expecting the end result of any tank cleaning operations on the oil tanker to have a sludge or 2 inside those tanks. So in other words, there's still a lot of oil sludge will remain that will not be scooped up by the tank cleaning work that will soon follow after our anti-discharge operations. So yeah. Well, anyway, in either case, I will be recording all these events on my action camera, which I had got now my spy body cam, my spy camera operational, so I'll probably have to record a lot of this. So that's a lot of video materials that I had to process with after. But of course, this will happen in the next set of few days, so yeah, I'll just have to be ready for it. So I guess that's all. I want to keep this blog journal entry as short as possible, because I don't want to go through all the details that it will took me a lot of time just to elaborate all of this. So for now, that's the only thing that has happened on my blog journal within this past few days. And I will be recording all these events via using my action camera, the Insta360 Go 3. It's very suitable for you know, for spy camera work. So anyway, that's all. I guess this is yeah, that's all I can say. So again, this is Operator 214. Have a great day, everyone, and see you again on my next blog journal session. So bye bye for now. Bye bye. See you around, folks.